Hey everybody, hope you guys doing all right. So I just want to say I don't know what type of image y'all have picked up on, but I've gone a little bit in between in regards to Trump and how I feel about Trump. um, so initially, like I remember years ago when he started running, I was not supportive of him at all. I really wasn't. I thought he was just somebody else for big business and the rich and da 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 and all this and that. The one thing that started getting me thinking differently, though, well, two things actually, two things he started doing. He started calling out fake news, and he started going after the pedophiles. So upon hearing those two things, my heart started warming to him. I was like, okay, maybe this dude's actually here to do some good. Um, so and then things just have gradually gotten better as times continued on. However, there is, because of his ties to fossil fuels, um, and I get where he's at. Like the right now, obviously, America, where we have hundreds of millions of vehicles. Well, I don't know about maybe I don't know how many cars we have. We have millions of cars at least here in America that are all fossil fuel based. So clearly we're going to need to figure out some type of a way to transfer, reasonably, logically, in a real like manner type way, like a plausible way, feasible way, because it's just not sustainable. For not only because there's literally only so much oil that you can use. Like it's not a sustainable resource, and for people of his age. I'm just saying, dude, like he's not gonna. I mean, he's older. Like he's not gonna be around for another 50 years probably. Whereas people of my age and younger generations, they need to start looking towards the future, because if we continue to consume in the way that we've been consuming, there's not going to be enough resources for everybody to get what they need to live. It is what it is. I also think that there's spiritual and energetic effects that happen when you continue to take oil from the ground. It's not good. I mean, this is why America, we actually, if we keep that oil there, it gives us an edge to the rest of the world, because that oil is a lubricant. It helps conduct electricity. Literally, it will help us raise our energies up so that we can start to develop good supernatural powers to fight back against these evil motherfuckers. It is what it is. I know that sounds crazy, but if you look into the sciences, and maybe I'll break it, I will eventually. I don't know if it's today, but sometime I will break down how I'm not even sure. I could be wrong, but that's just what I'm feeling. But that's not even the main reason why it should be done. The main reason why it should be done is, first of all, that oil is supposed to be there. God made this earth, or God, source, higher dimensional beings, whatever you want to call it. It was made in a particular way for a particular reason. If there was no other way for us to fuel, I mean, well, even if that was the case, I would still propose the notion that perhaps us using vehicles and all these carbon combustion engines really isn't a good way to go about. Anything that kills other beings unnecessarily is evil, which goes against harmony, which goes against the age that we're literally in or entering in, which is the age of Aquarius. So I get it. For the time being, we got to work with what we got. So we have a bunch of fuel but combustion vehicles. So we're going to need to fuel those vehicles so people can do what they need to do and work can get done and things can go from point A to point B. I get that. However, a hemp plant, it's not just hemp. It can not only provide, and the thing he brought up, electrical vehicles, and he was talking about how heavy the batteries are. I asked Donald Trump, have you looked into hemp supercapacitor batteries and how much more powerful they are? They're 8 times more powerful than the current lithium-ion batteries. 8 times more powerful. So with that equation, those mathematics, those numbers, you would need 8 times as less weight as compared to the current electrical batteries that Musk is and other people of the energy sector are using. It's lithium ion. That's their main thing. I haven't heard one person talk about producing hemp supercapacitor batteries, even though there's a lot of information from scientists and other areas that are into it. However, I haven't heard anybody mainstream. I haven't heard anybody currently online who's online in any type of like a consistent way talk about hemp supercapacitor batteries and how they're 8 times faster or more powerful than the current lithium-ion batteries. So that reduces their weight by 8 times, not 8%, by 800%. Okay, so that reduces the weight by 800%. Therefore, taking Donald Trump's one of his reasons for not using electrical vehicles just takes it completely out of the book, because he was talking about how heavy they are. If you implement these batteries, that takes away that heaviness. So anyways, but getting back to Donald Trump, I'm gonna vote for Trump. I am. I do think, it's like at the end of the day, you have to pick a side. Leaders are, like he is in a position to do a lot of good for America, and his good that he can do, I feel, outweighs the negativity mainly the fossil fuels is the biggest issue I have with him, and him not wanting, not just that, but it's also the hemp plant, because the hemp plant can go against the cancer industries, can go against the pharmaceutical industries, can go against a bunch of different industries. So he's going to need to talk about the hemp plant. America was founded on hemp. George Washington was a hemp farmer, okay? So it was a cash crop. There was literally a time, which we may need to go back to, here in America, where farmers, hemp was the cash crop because it was so valuable. It's good for so many different things, and it's also good for the earth. Right now, we're at a time and place, not here in America as much as other places, but this is why if we get on top of this issue before it becomes a dire catastrophe, then we can avoid a crisis. But then we're going to have to ensure and preserve our soils and our forests, and the way that we consume changes so that we're not continuing to cut down trees